What's up, Sports Life Talk family, and welcome to episode 46. Get yourself a roughneck. I'm going to save the nation for our guest we have on this evening, but first I would like to introduce Miss Top Knot Turnip tonight. Britt.
Hi, Lenny. She probably can't hear me.
Your Suitie Steinman that never waits in lines. Happening. You might noticed that we have replaced our host for this evening, Ms. El Paso, with the guy that represents the only nation.
Let's go.
In regards to football. And that is our friend Murph from Raiders Fan Radio.
Hey, how's it going, ladies? Thank you for having me.
What's up, Murph?
What's up?
We got some people online. Katie, damn it, has failed us for this evening. He said his earbuds are messing up and he'll have to watch the episode later.
Yeah.
I think he probably wanted to get in on this one because I know he's got a lot of shiz to talk. And then Miss L. Turner, that's our friend Lindsay online. Thank you for joining us. And our head coach, KT. What up, fam?
What up, fam?
All right. Well, Murph.
Yes.
We start off every single episode with the cheers. So
Okay.
I hope you came prepared.
I did. I've got my cocktail right here.
Ooh, what are you drinking this evening?
So it's Taco Tuesday, so I went ahead with a little margarita. I got a Cabo Wabo Reposado margarita.
Ooh, yum.
Delicious.
Cabo Wabo. I feel like that was the place where they like blew the whistle, like forced the shot down your throat, and then
Yes.
like shook your head, and
Sounds like it.
there was generally a waitress's titties on your face.
Yes. And sometimes the shot was in between her titties. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's Sammy Hagar's brand. And he's got bars and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's good stuff.
Oh, that's right. Cabo Wabo is in Cabo San Lucas. Duh. Okay. I was actually thinking of
That's Sammy Hagar's place, right?
I've been there too.
correct.
Yeah.
I've been there too.
Okay. We got Jen saying go Texans. Well, Jen, I hate to tell you.
She's starting shit.
Here we go. Raiders are overrated. I hate to tell you,
Jen.
we're talking about Raider Nation tonight. But you know what? We're going to get to Houston, so we're going to talk about that as well. But first, I want to introduce this beautiful face that's on your screen. He's wearing all black, gray black hat. I'm not for sure what's going on behind him there, but Murph from Raiders Fan Radio out of Nashville, Tennessee, has graced us with his presence. And I met Murph at the NFL draft in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
We were at Charles Woodson's whiskey tasting. I was wearing a Bears jersey.
Duh.
And you guys were still nice to me.
Well, yeah. At Raider Nation, we get a bad rap for being the villains and the rough and tumble crowd of the NFL. But that's not what Raider Nation's all about. You can be a badass and be nice at the same time.
Very cool, very cool. Well, I
can't, so I'm glad somebody can.
Yeah, but you're an Ohio State fan, so that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, I didn't want to leave them in
Tread lightly, Murph.
I didn't want to leave them in suspense of who you are. But we also are drinking as well. I have a glass of Pinot Noir, and I want to give a shout out to a badass boss babe, our friend and big supporter of the show, Sharon Harris from Rare Cat.
So good.
She is a small grower out of Napa area, and you can see this is Russian River Valley Pinot Noir. Not only is her Pinot Noir fire, because it is fire, but she is the only female grower that gets grapes from Champagne, France in the U.S.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, she's super fancy, and she is the coolest. And like I said, she's a big supporter of Dresses and Salted Pretzels. She's actually in Portugal right now traveling, so hope she gets home safe and have fun. Sharon, what you got, Buckeye Britt? What are you drinking?
I have a little, so I did the old bourbon tonight. I have a glass of the Angel's Envy with a little bit of honey.
Oh, is it lavender honey?
I haven't gotten that yet.
Okay, I'll make sure you get that.
I will be getting that soon.
Yeah, that'll help put you to sleep, though. That's definitely a nightcap drink.
I wanted to try that. I've done lavender. It doesn't really help me.
Well, it might end your bourbon.
Facts.
All right. So cheers to you, Murph. Cheers, Buckeye
Cheers.
Boy.
Salud.
Cheers to everybody on the comments.
Jen.
So, Murph, we've got some Texans fans and Cowboys fans. You know, we are out of Houston, which is why I have the From the H shirt on tonight. Tell the audience a little bit about your podcast, how you became a Raiders fan, and where they can subscribe.
Well, I appreciate you asking. Yeah, so it's Raiders Fan Radio. It's pretty much at Raiders Fan Radio on all the social media platforms. You can find us on the Twitters and the TikToks and the whatever, all that stuff. And so, yeah, you can check out the show there. And so I became a Raider fan because I grew up in the Bay Area. I'm originally from San Jose, California. I relocated to Middle Tennessee about 20 years ago, and I took my Raider fandom with me. And surprisingly, there's a lot. Of course, Raider Nation is global, and there's a ton of Raider fans here in Middle Tennessee. And of course, it's an NFL city, so you get a lot of access to the Raiders through that. And so, yeah, so I took my fandom out here with me, and I'd been podcasting since about 2012. My cousin and I started a Madden football podcast once upon a time, and then it kind of morphed over time into Raiders Fan Radio. We started doing this show proper in 2017, and we've been doing it ever since. And so, yeah, appreciate anybody out there that's long shot to find a Raider fan probably on this show, but if you are and you just want to check us out, and the thing about us, we call it a lighter side journey into the dark side. It's pretty irreverent. We don't take ourselves too seriously. Like, we don't consider ourselves, analysts, or, we're not pro athletes or former athletes, or we're not journalists. We're nothing. We're three knucklehead Raider fans in my bonus room, and we call it the fan cave. And so we just hang out in here. You asked about the stuff behind us. Most of this stuff are things that people sent to us. That different listeners and stuff have sent us. So we've kind of decorated the place with that. Appreciate the ask in the comment there about where you can find us. Any audio platform for a podcast, you just search Raiders Fan Radio, Stitcher, iHeart, Google, Spotify, you name it, Apple Podcasts, you can find us. And then also we're on the YouTubes every week at 4 Pacific and 7 Eastern. We go just about every Wednesday. We're going to take tomorrow off, but we're going just about every Wednesday. And on youtube.com/Raiders Fan Radio. And then if I fill out just one last thing I'd like to plug is that, and this is regardless of your affinity for football or sports or anything else, one of our favorite things about our show, once we realized we could start making money, we decided we wanted to give it all away. And so we formed our own nonprofit. It's called the One Nation Foundation. And we give 100% of our money away to Raiders-related charities, mainly the Bolitnikoff Foundation, which we present a check at the end of the year down in Vegas at Fred Bolitnikoff's big annual dinner. And so and we're just a vessel. We just turn on the mics. The money comes from our listeners. They're the ones that through direct donations and merchandise sales and whatever else, they contribute to the foundation, and we give, again, 100% of that money away. So we're very thankful for that, and thankful for everybody that supports us in that way.
Well, Murph, as the Raiders say, salute.
Hey, thank you.
Salute to you, my man. That is awesome. I actually remember now that you were saying that whenever we met in Vegas, but I had forgotten. So thank you for that. I see. Hey, you got some support on the chat now. SC Experience is here.
Awesome.
Out of California.
Hey, there we go.
We won't tell the audience that he is also a Dodgers fan. We'll act like that never happened. Oh, wait, did I just say that? But yeah, Murph, I have to say, so we do actually have a Raiders fan on the show.
Okay.
But she's not here. Her name's Mizz Paso. You also met her in Las Vegas. And I think that she skipped tonight because she was afraid that there might be like a who knows more about the Raiders throwdown.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Yeah. And that you were going to just like wipe up the floor with her. I don't know. I mean, Katie Dammit said spy shit or something like that on there. So she could be spying. I mean, we don't know where she is, but she, unfortunately, we're going to get her. Definitely. Hey, you're going to have us on your show too, right?
Absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
So we'll have her do the Emmanuel Lewis Raiders song on your show. And that is a treat. So you're going to love that.
Okay.
I also want to tell, salute Cool Kev. How's it going? Another Raiders fan on the chat.
Hey, Cool Kev.
Yes. And so I just want to point out before we get more into Raiders.
Okay.
Or TikTok. Which
TikTok,
becomes Instagram Reels. and vice versa is hilarious.
Oh, well, thank you.
And when you were doing, I mean, I can vouch for you when you're saying, hey, we don't take this too seriously. We like to have fun. It's all about the community. It's all about having a good time. I actually I got your back on that. You guys crack me up. I share your stuff quite often on our page, Dresses and Salted Pretzels, on Instagram, whenever you post stuff, because it makes me laugh. And with that follow-up, my question for you is, I maybe saw something on Instagram of what you're going to do when the Raiders win the title this year.
Yeah. That was my my TikTok of innuendo.
Yeah. So,
or I shot fireworks from my nether regions. I'll just say that.
Nether regions. So safety first Steinman doesn't approve, but
okay.
I do. Good time Brit is all about it.
Yeah, we don't take ourselves too seriously, but we sure do take our fandom seriously. And if the Raiders were to win a Super Bowl, that might be the result. And you made my glasses fog up too, by the way. That's when I start laughing a lot or I get embarrassed or whatever, my glasses always fog up.
So tell us, speaking of, how do you feel about the moves they made this offseason? Tell us the thing that surprised you the most about the offseason.
Wow. Just coming off of such a volatile, season last year, but the Raiders, persevering and making the playoffs and didn't get the result we wanted to in the first round there. But so this season was, knowing that we were going to have a completely new coaching staff and front office, and we didn't know what was going to go on personnel wise. So it was just so I can say there was a lot of surprises because, I don't think any of us expected to get the package of Dave Ziegler and Josh McDaniels over as GM and head coach. But when they got there and then traded for Devontae Adams, who's Derek Carr's best friend, or teammates back in Fresno, one of the most dynamic, if not the most dynamic wide receiver in all of football. Mm-hmm. And then we giving Derek Carr a legit first, a number one target for the first time in a long time. It's been a long time since Amari Cooper or Michael Crabtree, those guys were bumping around Oakland. So to have that come into play, and then they followed that up with signing Chandler Jones, and so it's just we got two of the best at their position on both sides of the ball. So, I could say the easy answer is all of it, but if I had to pin it down to one thing, it's Devontae Adams. But it's just, being a Raider fan is a wild ride anyways. It always is, from the days that Al Davis was alive and suing the league and moving cities. And it's always been a volatile existence as a fan, but so we knew that was going to happen anyways. But then to have it turn out the way that it did, and with the level of positivity on the back end of it, that it's not, wild swings. These are very calculated decisions being made, and really bolstering needs of the team. And I feel like this every year because I'm a Raider fan, but I feel like we're set up better than we ever have been or have been in a long, long time anyways, certainly since 2016, and maybe even going back to the glory days of Gruden the first time around. So yeah, I pretty cool stuff going on in the offseason.
Well, you know what the ride looks like for Bears fans? Is your dog snoring yet?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear him snoring over there? Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the ride for Bears fans.
Yeah. Kind of boring being a Bears fan. Yeah. Which is sad because, the Bears are one of those organizations. They were, so much tradition, so much history, so much greatness in the, in the lineage of that football team. Of course, you got to go back a good ways now to find it. But man, it's always sad when you see the legacy teams just consistently underperform,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
We're aware of that.
Say it again, Murph. Say it again.
So Buckeye Britt, are you a Browns fan, I assume?
No. So I am a transplant to Ohio.
Oh, okay.
I'm a Bears fan.
You're a Bears fan.
She's bear down, baby. She is bear down.
I got you. Okay.
So we, being females in sports, we are extremely excited about the choice of your new CEO and president.
Yes. How cool is that?
Sorry, I know every team calls him something different. Is she president or is she CEO? What are the
president? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that was fantastic. So you've got an all-star executive team.
100%.
Leading the way there, and super excited about that. We talked about her, I think it was 2 shows ago. And I will tell you, the way that you all have treated me personally, being a Bears fan and brought me into the fold, I don't see your Hammer's house sign in the back there. Hammer's got to send you something you can put up there.
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah, I don't have one. I'd love to put it up.
The Raiders have definitely became my number 2 team, and I didn't have a number 2 team. I mean, I guess the Texans kind of were, but you want to talk about it? Another snooze fest.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, go with Raider Nation. There's no conflicts to your Bears fandom unless they play each other in the Super Bowl.
And Cool Kev is right. Bears have always had a good defense, and people say, "Oh yeah, well you win teams with defense." Well, not in the Bears case. So,
well, hey, that defense took freaking a Rex Grossman led football team to the Super Bowl, for crying out loud. So,
sexy Rexy,
if you had anybody but Rex Grossman, like literally anybody, you would have won that game. Like, unbelievable.
But all right,
Devin Hester scored like 4 touchdowns or something crazy.
Oh, and then what they do, like traded him 2 years later. I mean, I just don't get me started. You know what? We're gonna save the Bears for another episode.
Okay.
However, we do have this segment called Fact Check Against the Glass. And it comes from checking people in hockey. All right, that's where the name comes from. But today's Fact Check Against the Glass is about the Raiders. We're going to have you go last, Murph, because we think you probably have the best fact out of all of us.
Okay.
And I'm going to, I gave a little segue into Britt's fact check. So we'll just have you go ahead and go first, Buckeye Britt.
Okay. So my Raiders fact check is that the Raiders have been on the forefront of minority and female hirings throughout the history. And long before the Rooney Rule was adopted to ensure that minority candidates were given a fair chance to interview for head coaching jobs in the NFL, the Raiders were already well on their way to be an inclusive franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Davis hired Art Shell as the first African-American head coach and Amy Trask as the first high-ranking female chief executive, which is awesome.
Oh man, Amy Trask is the truth.
She's so badass. But he also hired a Latino American, Tom Flores, as his head coach, and the current owner, Mark Davis, hired African American Reggie McKenzie as his first general manager upon taking over from his father. So lots of inclusion in different levels of the franchise, which is pretty badass.
I saw Amy Trask come and speak at an event here in Houston, and I was floored. She is definitely somebody that I look up to. And after that, I'm not going to say speech. I'm going to call it a conversation. After the conversation she had with the audience, I was motivated to be a badass boss myself.
You already are.
Well, I was a little bit younger in my career whenever she came to speak in Houston. So, I guess I should be giving part of my paycheck to Amy because
I don't know that she needs it.
No, she definitely doesn't need it. She doesn't need it, but maybe she hears that she's going to, do
Some
like me or something and say, thanks for the shout out, Elena. I appreciate it. Here's
she'll say if you hit her up on Twitter, she'll say thanks for the shout out and hi.
And hi. Yes, I love that too. And I follow her on Twitter just for the and hi, honestly.
There you go. Perfect. Yeah.
But you know what? If she sends me 23 Murph, I'm going to shoot that over to you for the charities that you guys support.
Oh, thank you so much.
For sure. And we want to, after the show, you know what? We want to talk a little bit more about that. Okay. Don't be afraid to send us as well on Instagram stuff we can share for that as well, because
wonderful. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
So my fact check is that the Raiders won a Super Bowl while they were suing the NFL. And if there was no example of badassery, it's to sue the NFL and then make them hand you the trophy.
Mm-hmm.
So 1979, Raiders ownership wanted to move the team to LA, and the NFL blocked that. So then ensued a whole lot of legal battle going on Within that, they went ahead and beat the Philadelphia Eagles in 1980 to win the Super Bowl. And in front of an entire TV audience, the commissioner had to hand them the Vince Lombardi trophy. So, we already knew. I mean, like you said, Raiders have this stigma that they're like super tough, the fans in general, the team. But that's a big FU, and I love big FUs.
Absolutely. There's nothing more iconic than that shot of Pete Rozelle handing the trophy over to the great Al Davis. You get you just win baby speech. Brent Musburger's there holding the microphone. An incredible moment for Raider Nation for sure. And that was also, just to give you a tag on fact, that was the first team ever to win the Super Bowl as a wild card that year as well.
Bravo on that fact check. All right, what you got, Murph?
All right. Well, I knew you were in Houston, but now I'd found out you're both Bears fans, so I'm going to throw you a couple of them. All right. So the Raiders all-time series versus the Bears, we are 8-8. So we're all on a level playing field here. Of course, you guys have the most recent win when stupid Khalil Mack and the rest of the Bears came into Allegiant Stadium.
Attack, no longer.
Now Mack Attack is in San Diego and here
I can't.
Los Angeles.
I can't.
Let's break that down for a second. Okay, I got a question. All right.
Elena might start crying. Let her get a tissue. Hold on.
Okay.
That's the jersey I have. That's the one that is that the one that, no, I wore Urlacher's, I think. And
you were wearing Brian Urlacher. Yeah. Okay. Now, can I curse on here?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I'm not talking shit at all. I genuinely have, I want to gauge Bears fan here. So when Khalil Mack got signed and got traded for anyways, we, like, as Raider fans, like a lot of Raider fans freaked out because Khalil Mack was our guy. We knew how dominant he was and he was amazing. But when you look at the value that was exchanged and what we got for that trade, and then you guys had to sign him, and you signed him to this exorbitant contract that we'd have never been in a position, and Raider fans lost sight of that a little bit, that like it wasn't just the trade, it was the idea that someone had to sign him to this monster-ass contract. Yeah. And my point on the show all the time was, well, because that was the perfect move for the Raiders, because this is now hamstrung the Bears for years. Like it's going to be forever until they get into a position to where they can get their salary cap healthy again. And I thought it was a completely like obnoxious trade that was great for the Raiders, but for the Bears, I thought it sucked. So what do you guys think? Like, what was your take as Bears fans on the front end of it when it happened, and then where are you at now? Now that he's gone.
So I'll say on the front of it when it happened, I honestly don't even remember what the deal was. So, I mean, I was probably.
It was all your picks?
I was probably golfing somewhere. I mean, I don't, I don't know what I was doing with that.
He was in a suite somewhere, not standing in line.
I was in a suite somewhere, not paying attention to the game, Murph, eating my free chicken wings and drinking my beer. But what I will say in regards to Mac is that you can't carry the team on one player's shoulders. And I think that he as a player was worth the contract, maybe not giving away all of our picks. But the Bears, as it was said in the comments earlier, the executive leadership of that team makes really, really bad decisions, and they didn't give Mac anything to work with. Yes, he played his position, and he played his position well, but you still have to score on the field. And that's where the Bears have lost it. It was on the offense side for the past, I don't know what, it feels like 10 years now.
Since Cutler's been gone, right? That was Cutler and Brandon Marshall. That was the last semblance of an offense you guys had.
Exactly. And now he's raising chickens. So
yeah, right down the road. He lives in my neck of the woods.
Speaking of, when you say
chickens and playing professional cornhole.
When you said
I saw that.
Unbelievable.
When you said Middle Tennessee earlier, I was like, oh, Murph's out there moonshining in Middle Tennessee.
It's not as redneck as you think it might be. It's actually pretty cool.
But
just like 30 minutes from Nashville.
Yeah. So, hey, Eric, just one second there. What's up? Eric from ETOP Sports. We've got Murph from Raiders Fan Radio here.
Up, Eric?
What's up?
So in regards to the 8-8, who do you think is going to take it this year? Raiders or the Bears?
The Bears.
We don't play this year.
Yeah.
We don't play this year. So next
year. Exactly why the Bears are going to win.
So that 8-8 standoff will hold for a little while.
Steinman probably should have checked the schedule before you asked that question. Hold on, I'm gonna need some more.
I do. I'm sorry if I'm jumping in too much, but I do have another fact though.
Yeah, we want to hear it.
Okay. Well, so the Raiders know that you all were in Houston, and so I wanted to bring up a Texans thing. But you're not Texans fans. So
that's okay. There's Texans fans on
Texans
chat.
fans here. So for the Texans fans, all right. So the Raiders are they're at a deficit. The Texans are 8-4. They lead the series 8-4 against the Raiders, including beating us in the 2016 AFC wildcard game when Derek Carr, you remember, he broke his leg on Christmas Eve. That was the year that he was in the MVP running. Best year we've had in a long, long time. Breaks his leg, goes in, and old Connor Cook starts the game for us against the Houston Texans, and they whipped our ass, and the rest is history. But that said, I've got even another fact for you. And here's where this is a good fact for the Raiders, for Raider fans. The Raiders versus the Oilers, and this can't change because the Oilers are never going to be the Oilers again. So the Raiders lead that all-time series 30-21, including 4-0 in the postseason. So the Raiders, every time they matched up with the Houston Oilers in the playoffs, beat them every single time. So we're going to hang on to that. We're going to print it off. We're going to tack it up on the wall here in the fan cave because that stat will never, ever change. 4-0, undefeated against the Houston Oilers. So put that in your pipe.
I just want to thank you, Murph, because I forgot I had the Raiders 100-1 to win it all that year, and they really would have won it all if it wasn't for Carr going down that game.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we were a good team that year. We were a really good team. Had some holes on defense, but that offense was out of sight. Yeah,
Crabtree, Cooper, you guys were the total package.
You know, when you're having fun, is when you realize you're past time for celebrity gossip. You're past time for talking to XFL, and you're past time for going over what's hot and happening in Houston. So, Murph, you get the Eat of the Week from Dresses and Salted Pretzels and Sports Life Talk South, because forget all the rest of the segments. F them. We out.
Let's go.
We out. We're on to Raging Wagers now.
This is what I need the most.
Okay, before we get to that, we got Uncle Rico in the house. You know, Uncle Rico's always doing the side bets, the side business. What's up, Uncle Rico? I saw Robert Pena's here, another Raiders fan. Thank you for joining us. D. Rutt, that's my boy. And Jermaine, also my dog. What's happening? Thank you guys for joining us. And Murph, just in case.
Yes.
You want to get this battle royale going. Ms. El Paso has joined the chat.
Hey, Miss El Paso. Go Raiders.
Raiders. All right. Eric from eToft21 Sports. You can find him on Instagram, on YouTube, and all of the streaming networks. What are our Raging Wagers for today?
Both for tomorrow. Brewers and Twins over 7.5. At the end of the day, both these teams just, they score runs. They bat really well against right-handed pitchers. Brewers third most home runs and third most RBIs versus righties. Twins sixth most home runs, fifth most RBIs. So I like the over 7.5. Next one, same concept. Guardians and Red Sox over 9. Guardian pitcher Quintel, his over is hit in his last 5 games. Red Sox are the 6th best team in MLB batting against righties. Flip side, the Guardians are the 2nd best team in the MLB betting against righties. For the Red Sox pitcher, the over's gone over 3 out of the last 5. And he was the pitcher that gave up 9 to Toronto last time when Toronto put up 28 against the Red Sox. So, yeah, I like the Red Sox 10th most, RBIs versus righties, Guardians 8th most. So I like both overs in both those games.
All right. Well, Murph, we can put Eric on the spot. Do you have a bet request from Eric, either that he can answer tonight or that he can bring for the next?
Ooh, that would be fun. Okay, I've got one for you. Odds on Derek Carr winning this 2022 MVP.
What are the odds, or if?
Yeah, like what's the bet? Like what is that? Like a plus 1,000 or something, or what is that?
That's going to be pretty high. That's going to be like probably 100 to 1, 150 to 1.
150 to 1. All right, I'm going to be in Vegas next month. I'm
So you're saying there's a chance. All right.
Heck yeah. I'm telling you, with Devontae Adams, you watch. My boy's going to throw for 4,000 yards. Easily.
I love it. I love it. Hey, Cool Kev. Eric, Cool Kev is asking if you're going live tonight.
Yep. I am going to be live tonight at 9 p.m. I have a fantasy football player that's being drafted top 10 that you shouldn't draft. My boy Gino is going to tell you a horse bet for Saratoga, and me and Brandon are going to be breaking down the AFC East.
And that's 9 Eastern.
9 Central. 9 in God's country, Central time zone.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? We're not arguing. We're all in Central time right now. So
yeah.
All right. We do really hey, next episode, you guys got to rock with us because we really want to talk about the XFL and its return. So plus I'm wearing my From the H because that's what our show is about, was the Houston Roughnecks, or at least that's what the title was about. So make sure that you tune in next Tuesday at 7 p.m. And Sports Life Talk OGs were off last week. I know you all missed them. So make sure tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central on YouTube. You're already subscribed to Sports Life Talk. I know you're already subscribed. But what I don't know is if your cousin's brother's lover's son's mother is subscribed. So I'm going to need you.
I was with you all the way to son, and then you went mother, and then it lost me.
And then he was out. He's
yeah,
like,
that was it. Then there was
he
no
really
sub
tried
there.
to follow. He was like sitting there trying to follow along.
Yeah. Well, all those people in my life are subscribed to your show except the mother. So I'll get on that.
So Murph, call her up. Okay. You can tell her Elena sent you.
Okay.
And make sure she subscribes to Sports Life Talk on YouTube. Follows Dresses and Salted Pretzels on Instagram. Follows eTop21 Sports on Instagram. Follows Raiders Fan Radio on Instagram. And for those of you on our chat, because you're our people, make sure you subscribe to Raiders Fan Radio on YouTube as well. And don't forget, even though Mizz El Paso is not here tonight, to follow Mizz El Paso on Instagram as well. And Murph, hey, we have had the ultimate time with you. Cannot wait to. We're coming to the den. Forget about it. We're not doing this stream.
Yes,
we're literally coming to the den, Middle Tennessee, as you call it. And
Raiders play at Titans on September 25th this year. We're gonna have a whole big old get together and party. If you're familiar with the Bussin' with the Boys podcast, we're doing a joint tailgate with Bussin' with the Boys. It's our guy Will Compton, and so we're gonna be doing that at right downtown Nashville, and that's gonna be the tailgate leading up to game time. Plus, Music City Raider Nation's throwing a big bash on that Saturday, so y'all coming into town. It's gonna be a good time.
Well, Murph, I have one question before we end the show tonight.
Okay.
Are we VIP or do I have to wait in line?
You don't ever wait in line. What are you talking about?
Just making sure. So we're VIP. Okay, got it.
Sure.
Eric, it's not too far from you. Are you going to come down and rock with us?
Maybe. It depends on the date.
I need a little bit more emotion from you.
And you know what? I think my guest just canceled the night, so I'm a little distracted.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, you know what? Brittany and I will be definitely drunk by the time your show comes on. So if you need us.
Yeah, we can hop on. We have nothing else going on. I mean, we are not going to talk numbers, but we can sit there.
Yeah. We'll sit there and we'll say inappropriate things. Anyway, hey, comments were popping tonight. Thank you so much for everyone that joined us. You guys are amazing. And we out, baby.
Peace.